Hello everybody, this is Intrepid83 and welcome back to Let's Play White Knight Chronicles. Alright, we've got some more errands to take care of here in Ballandor, so that's, well, those are the closest ones. Let's go check them out. How's it going, Leo and Eli? Things going good? Fullness? Yeah. He's going to be one of the last errands we do. Alright, we got Alec here. Let's talk to him. Oh there, friends. My name is Alec, and I'm a collector of priceless antiques. People call me Smart Alec. While I normally dislike such crude nicknames, I must admit that it fits me rather well. But even my smarts have their limits, you see. For years, I have purchased pieces from a dealer named Carson. If my business is to truly thrive, however, I must learn to navigate the murky waters of greed's black market auctions. I cannot rely on Carson forever now, can I? So, to business. I need someone who knows this black market so that I may pick his brain for the tastiest bits of information. A pass is required. How odd. I never expected a sword-slinging chowderhead like yourself to know anything about it. I assumed the black market was more exclusive. It just proves that even the best brains make an occasional error. Well, time waits for no man. Run along to Carson and ask him for a pass, would you? As a good barbarian. Sure, why not? We did come all the way down here to talk to him, so... There's Carson. So, Smart Alec wants me to sell him a black market pass, eh? Easier said than done. I've only got one pass, see, and handing it over to him would just about ruin my livelihood. And I doubt the market will crank out a pass just because he asks. These things don't grow on trees. Tell you what, why don't I tell him what's at the next auction, and if he wants it, I'll bid for him. How's that sound? And asking Alec what he thinks about that, I'd go myself, but I'm busy. Yeah, that's busy. Oh, alright. Hey, Alec! Pardon, you get into that? Yes, I suppose it was a little naive to expect him to simply give up his pass. Sometimes I do overestimate my stunning charm. However, this proposal appears both fair and just, therefore I accept without reservation. Now take this money to Carson and see what he can procure. And don't spend it. I'm sure you want a pint of ale or a wyvern skull or whatever it is you people like, but I've got my eye on you.
Hey, nice place.
Alright. Hey, Carson. You again, that's funny. I got some antiques on their way to Alec as we speak. Nothing but the finest wares for a Smart Alec. Yes, these beauties were all handpicked by him. The man sure has an eye for quality. Yes, sir, nothing gets by him. He earned himself that nickname, that's for sure. Oh, you're still standing there, huh? Yeah, well, let's just forget that last bit, alright? Okay, Alec. Well, of course I have a good eye for antiques. It's not just any slack-jawed bumpkin who can run a business. I can discern an item's quality with a single glance. Smart Alec never makes a mistake in his field. Never. Not like that fool Carson. That poor dolt has made some sad purchases in his time, let me tell you. Regardless, let us return to the issue at hand. I have purchased a great deal from the black market and have surely earned my own pass by now. Go to the black market and tell them I want my pass. Shall I write it down, or would all those letters just confuse you?
Good to see they're keeping morale up.
I mean, if you give us a letter, I mean, we don't have to read it, we just deliver it. Let them read it. But anyways. Alrighty, so off to Greed we go. Let's go downtown to the Black Cherry. Alright. Hopefully it's still open.
Caution is good. Paranoia.
Well, I guess
not
there'd
so
really be no reason for it to not be open, but aside from maybe not having any merchandise to auction off, or maybe it's just off hours. Well, let's go see. How's it going, guys? Looks like the doors are still open, so that's good news. Oh, right here. Sarah. Alec, you say? No, I'm afraid I don't see any Alec in our records. He was using Carson as his middleman? I see, yes. Well, I can tell you that Carson hasn't made any expensive purchases here for quite some time. Although, really, that's not a surprise. Every merchant in town knows about Carson. He's the most notorious con artist in Greed. He runs an old scam, purchase shoddy antiques, polish them a little, then flog them off as rare and valuable finds. I'd wager he's been conning this Alec person for quite some time. You might want to give him a warning.
Look at the size of that mansion.
That's a problem. Oh, sorry, Jones. Alright. Looks like the doors to the Great Underbelly look like they're still open. Hopefully there. And we got a bit of a shortcut back to Ballandor. I would like to get at least 2 errands done this episode. Both of them are a bit long-winded, but the one after them, they'll most certainly have to be next time. Unless for some odd reason, we can get these done super quick. But I doubt we'll be able to get them done quick enough. I mean, I could, I guess, technically start the third one, but kind of don't want to. Kind of want to keep it all in one video. Because I think it might actually be one of the longest-winded errands of White Knight Chronicles 1, so... Alright, let's tell Alec the bad news. Carson, a con artist? Impossible. I praise those with my own hands, and everyone knows I'm the finest antique dealer in town. Why, Carson himself always says that. Oh, gods. The only person who ever praised my skill as an antique hunter was Carson. There were people who disagreed, but I dismissed them as charlatans blinded by jealousy over my talents. But it seems that I was the fool all along. His praise was mother's milk to me, and I drank every last drop. Smart Alec? Gods, stupid Alec is more like it. This is a bitter pill, but I will stand it like a man. I shall dedicate myself to honing my antique hunting skills for true. Never again shall a young naive man be hoodwinked as I was. This I swear. Please take this as payment. I know you have no reason to trust my appraisal, but I assure you it is valuable enough. And for that we get an ice giant eye. How'd you get this thing, buddy? Anyways, so that was... the long con. So there we go. Alrighty, what else do we got? So that was Volness. Anybody else available right now? Looks like got one right there in H8 and one over in J9. We're going to the one in J9 first. But yeah, the
This pavement's doing a number on my feet.
the errand that I likely will be doing next time. Well, I guess it depends on how long this takes. Yeah. Well. Maybe I shouldn't say too much before we get to it. It's one of the coolest ones as far as story and lore goes. I found it really interesting. Alright, and there they are.
We got everything.
Caroline. Good travelers, would you lend me your ear for a bit? I was dying to see the sunset over Great Old Plain recently. I dared not go alone, so I asked my friends Brett and Andy here to take me. The idea made them a little nervous. The three of us aren't exactly in the same social strata, you see. But I simply had to go. I forced them to accompany me against their better judgment. We watched the sun go down over the plain together. It was divine, even more glorious than I remembered. But somehow my mother got wind of our little sunset jaunt. Now my poor friends are considered threats to my security. I tried telling my mother and the other nobles that it was my fault, but I might as well have been talking to a bunch of royal rocks. I'm at a loss. How can I possibly make this up to Brett and Andy? Be a lamb and speak to them for me, please. I have absolutely no clue what to do.
We're right on the water. But the
Sure,
seafood's mighty
why
tasty.
not? Absolutely. Got no problem with that. Let's talk to Andy first, I guess. Why are you so insistent on going to Great Old, Caroline? Anything else? No. Alright, what about Bread? Hey, it's no skin off my back if a bunch of nobles ride my case. Not like I've got my high-class name to defend or nothing. If Caroline was happy to see the sun set over Great Old, that's good enough for me, you know. You should talk to Andy, too. He's not riffraff like me. He's a merchant. I'm sure this whole affair is a nightmare for him. Oh. Andy? What say you? No, Bread's got it wrong. I've barely been affected at all. I may be a merchant, but nobles aren't my clientele. Besides, if any of them gave me trouble, my fellow merchants would have my back. So you don't have to worry about me, or Bread, for that matter. If he says it's no skin off his back, I believe him. Make sure Caroline knows that, will you? It's not a big deal to us.
We should check out the square.
Not a big deal. I doubt that very much. I should have guessed they'd react so stoically. They wish to spare my feelings. But no, I can't continue to let them shield me. If I let this go, things are only going to get worse for them. It's time I grew up. I must make the nobles aware of what really happened. But how? Of all the aristocrats, Gilbert seems the most suspicious of Andy and Bread. Convince him and the rest may follow. Please speak to him on behalf. Tell him that Andy and Bread took me into the Great Old Plain under protest, at my behest. Indeed, I fairly forced them to accompany me. It is I, not them, who should face punishment. You'll be able to find Gilbert in the noble quarter. Thank you, travelers. Alright, so I guess
Prices a little.
we gotta head up. Alright, up to F6, the noble quarter. And that young lady right there, Hannah, is who we will need to speak to eventually. But if I'm not mistaken, no.
Hey, nice place.
Alright. There he is, Gilbert. Gilbert the Green. I've heard this all before. Even if I were to believe Caroline's story, it matters little to me. Punishing only Caroline would set an ill precedent. Guilty commoners might go unpunished in future trials if they're connected well enough. Responsible or not, these commoners must be punished. They knew what the consequences were. And let us not forget that nobles must not mingle with the common folk. This incident should never have happened to begin with. You may inform Caroline that I have no more to say on the matter. This is my final answer.
Hesitate like that and you'll get us killed.
Well, what does Caroline say to this? Definitely a situation where well, speaking speaking of Gilbert there, he was definitely, getting his feedback on the whole situation is definitely a good source of intel. You know his stance. And his perspective, and I guess you could use that as a
So far, so good.
way of trying to figure out the best way to approach or remedy the situation. Caroline, got bad news for you. I should have known Gilbert is one stubborn aristocrat. But I can't give up yet. Can you believe what he said? Commoners and nobility shouldn't be allowed to mingle. Pure poppycock. I cannot bear to think that my friendship with Andy and Brett is improper in some way. Listen, I ask you to speak with a friend of mine by the name of Juliana. You must tell her what Gilbert said. I know she'll help us. It pains me to keep relying on others, but I must fix this. I guess we'll go find Juliana, wherever she may be. And, oh wow, she's up near the castle. This could be the first time we've actually seen that castle since the attack. Maybe we'll get a chance to see how the repairs are coming. Gotta admit, that's a beautiful fountain. I think the greenery really helps it.
How about a quick zip around town?
Maybe, if there's time, Caesar. If there's time. How's it going, Giuseppe? Gonna potentially need you in a bit. Alright. Looks like this must be her. Juliana, talking with Mylene. This whole affair must be eating away at Caroline's conscience. She lost her father when she was very young, you know. It plunged her into depression. She's told me again and again how Brett and Andy taught her how to laugh again. She became a new person when she met them. Energetic, dynamic, happy, the polar opposite of the old Caroline. Surely she resents Lord Gilbert for dismissing her friendship with them. He's made two mistakes here, I believe. One, he's put more emphasis on law than justice. Two, he wrongly seeks to keep nobles and commoners from fraternizing. Lord Gilbert needs to bear in mind that the mistress he serves, and the class of person who rescued said mistress from the Magi, yes? You may tell him I said so. In fact, nothing would make me happier.
The castle never fails to impress.
Alright. And the guard. Oh hey, they got the doors fixed. Awesome. Kind of afraid to see what it still looks like in the castle though, but at least it looks like the repairs are coming along. Alright, yeah, let's go talk to Gilbert again. Let's remind him. Perhaps I have been too pig-headed in this matter. Caroline was the daughter of a dear friend, you see. After his passing, I swore to watch over her. I did my utmost to nurture her, to help her grow into a fine young woman. Perhaps I was merely envious. Nothing I did brought a smile to Caroline's face, yet those commoners made her laugh so easily. Perhaps I was simply looking for any reason to pull her away from them. I shall overlook the incident. The fact remains, though, that Great Plain is too dangerous for 3 untrained citizens to travel through. That I can agree with Gilbert. Make Caroline promise that she will seek permission to leave the city in the future. Oh, and one more thing. Please tell her nothing else I have said. some reason that gives me the urge to want to watch Stardust again. For some reason. I guess just the sense of humor there. Such a fun movie too. Stardust, the one with
Haven't we been this way already?
can't remember the main actor's name. I believe he plays Daredevil he played Daredevil in the TV show. Can't remember, but Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer in it, and a few other big names are associated with it as well. Claire Danes as well. Yeah, I believe there's another movie called Stardust, and that one's about David Bowie. But no, the one I'm talking about is the one indeed based off of the Neil Gaiman book. So yeah. All right, let's talk to Caroline. What? Gilbert relented. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected. I wonder what Juliana could have said that affected him so. In any case, you have my sincerest thanks. I finally apologized to Andy and Brett. I had no idea how to go about it. In the end, I simply told them the truth. I feel just awful about forcing them to take me onto the plane for a silly sunset. We're lucky we weren't injured, or worse. I've been such a child about this, it pains me. This is for your troubles, I want you to keep it. Thank you again, I shall never forget what you've done. And for that she gives us a dull rock lump. A souvenir from the great old plane, perhaps? But, yes, there we go. Alright, I'm guessing this is probably the quickest access to Hannah over there. And we only did get 2 of the errands done. For some reason, I thought that quest with the Caroline was a bit shorter, but I forgot about the Juliana aspect of it as well, so that definitely added a couple of minutes or so, yeah. Alright, so that's 2 more errands under our belt. That should put us up to, I believe, 23, if I'm not mistaken. 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's 10 per list here, so that's 10, 20, and 3. Perfect. Alrighty. So next time we'll head off to speak to Hannah over in on that bridge there in H8, and we'll see what errands she needs to have run. Alright. This is Intrepid83 signing off. If you've enjoyed the video, I say please consider hitting the like button on your way out. It really helps support the series and the channel here, and I thank you for the support from the bottom of my heart. It really does mean a lot to me. And it also means a lot to me that the more likes we can get, the more interactivity we can get on these videos, the more likely somebody else might be able to find it on YouTube. And definitely I really do want to get this game more exposure than it did get when it was first released. But yeah, those who have played the game have generally loved it. Yuli! Hush. This is my time, not your time, my time. But anyways, yeah, so just the amount of charm in this game is just outstanding in my opinion, and I hope you can at least see some of it and agree with me. But yeah, so yeah, and again, I thank you for helping me get this game a bit more notoriety, I guess. Alright, and if you're looking for anything else to watch, or if you haven't subscribed already, why not head on over to the channel, see if there's anything there that could potentially earn your subscription. But in any case, if you dislike the video, feel free to hit the dislike button, maybe leave a comment suggesting how I can improve. I'm always looking for ways to improve my LPing. And until next time, thank you for spending some of your time here. Take care, be blessed, and have a good one.